So we're going to create something that looks like this. Of course, it will be your own style, your own choice of colors, your own choice of environment, but this is basically what it looks like, and this is my example. And then let me give you a student's example here. Go up to the plus sign, choose screen size. It's the very first option. And if it's turned like this is portrait. We don't want it in portrait. We want it to be landscape. So adjust the canvas to the way and the size that you want it to be. We're going to be on layer 1. We need to choose black. So I'm going to double tap in the black area to get black. We're going to choose the monoline brush, which can be found in calligraphy, monoline. And we're going to start out with drawing our skeleton first, or writing out our name first. Now this is a little too big, so I'm going to lower my size of my brush here to about, I guess, 20%. And I'm going to write out my name. Okay, so if it's too far to the left or too far to the right, you can go up to the arrow at the top here and click on the arrow and touch outside of the dash box and move your name around until you get it centered. Touch the arrow again to let go of that box. Now we're going to go up to the layers again. We're going to click on the big letter N right there, and we're going to lower the opacity a little bit. Then we're going to go back to the plus sign and we're going to tap to add another layer. Now we're going to be drawing the skin on this layer. So you want to start by going up and just drawing around your letters like you see me doing here. And that looks a little off, so I'm going to choose my eraser. And I'm going to erase that right there, and I'm going to start over. Try to make it a smoother line. I'm going to go around my letter E's and not forget the eyeball. Now I'm going around my letter Y here. And this is what I call a fat belly A. Okay, once I have my letters drawn out, I'm going to go back up to the layers and I'm going to turn off layer 1. So this is layer 1. I'm just going to turn that off because we don't need the skeleton anymore. There we go. Now I'm going to go and look at the wacky bird and the wacky monster handout. And I'm going to make sure I'm on layer 2 here. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to change my letters to either a bird or a monster or both. So it's really, choice is going to be up to you. You can also change it to your favorite character if you'd like to do that. So let's go ahead and get started. I think these are actually closed. I'm adjusting the canvas. Now as you're going along, you're going to want to clean up any lines. So if you look right here, I have that little part standing out. So as I go along, I'm going to take my eraser and I'm going to clean up as I go. And I also have that really tiny spot here that I need to clean up out of there. Okay, do the eyebrows. I'm going to come down here and draw a beak. Now what I'm noticing is that my word or my name is too big. So I need to shrink it down a little bit. So I'm going to go back and touch the arrow and touch one of the blue nodules that are in the corner. I always do the corner because then it moves everything at the same time and it's not distorted. Okay, that's better. Now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to hold that. Remember the 2-finger undo. I'm going to get rid of this here using my eraser. Okay. I'm going to come over and draw another wing. Choose my eraser and go in and erase that inside there. I also want to make sure that this is connected right here because if I don't, it will flood when we go to color drop. Okay, I'm going to add a little tail on the end here. And I'm going to add some feet. Now on to the next letter. For this one, I'm going to be doing a monster. So I'm going to put a little pointy headpiece here. And if you hold your stylus still, the lines will snap to a perfect line. Put him a little arm. I'm not sure I like that, so I'll do it again. Okay. I'm going to draw a little arm down here. Use the eraser to erase the inside of his arm. I did too much. Don't forget, 2-finger tap will undo what you just did. And I'm going to change his eye, so I'm going to go ahead and erase this one. And go in and draw the new eye. And I'm going to put a big eye right there. I'm going to add, let's see, a little strange looking nose here. I'm going to add some teeth. So if I sit and hold my pencil, it makes a nice curve. Kind of snaps it into place and put 1 tooth right here. Ooh, maybe 2 teeth. And I'm not drawing any feet on him. So now I'm coming to the next one. For this one, I am turning this into a beak. take my eraser and come in, clean it up. Clean it up right here. Oop, I hit the Y. I'm going to erase the eye here. I'm going to make something that almost looks like sunglasses. Okay, I'm going to draw a headpiece. I'm going to add a little wing. Add a tail. And a little leg. And a little leg right here. Now I'm going to move on to the Y. I'm going to draw the little antennas on top of his head. And now his mouth. Some teeth. I'm going to give him some little hands here. He's kind of a monster, so something pretty simple like that. Actually, I'm going to undo that and do it again. Make it a little bit more. There we go. And we'll add some feet. More feet here. And take the eraser and remember, you're using your own style and doing your own thing here. And then the last letter is going to be this letter A here. And I'm going to turn this into a beak. Erase this. I'm going to erase this here, and I'm going to draw a wing. I'm going to draw a beautiful black eye here. Add some little eyelashes. And then add a tail. So some tail feathers. Increase the size of my eraser and go in there and clean that up. All right, so I have all of my letters done, and now what I want to do is create my environment. So we're going to do that on a different layer. So come up and create another layer. We're going to grab our brush, and so I'm going to do a background, but I want you to pay attention. I'm going to be going right over my letters, but I'm on a layer on top of my original drawing. So here I go. Okay, so now what I can do is I can take my eraser and go in and erase where these lines are crossing over my letters. And I can do that without messing up the letters that I created, because this is on an absolutely different layer. Okay, let me look really quick and make sure that I have all of that cleaned up. And I see some in the little teeth down here, so I'm going to get rid of that. All right, it's looking good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to that layer that I drew my background on, and I'm going to merge it with my original letter drawing. So I'm going to tap here and merge down, and that puts those two together. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to draw my sky. So I'm going to do that on a different layer. So I'm going to hit the plus sign. Okay, and now I'm going to go in and I'm going to draw my background, my environment. So I'm going to draw a sun. I'm going to hold my stylus down and not let go, and then I can, my stylus is still touching the canvas. And I actually think I want it a little bigger, and then I'm going to choose to move it down the hill here. And then choose my eraser and get rid of the part of the sun I don't want. Making sure those lines touch though. We want to make sure that those lines are touching right there. Okay, and now I'm going to draw my sun here, making sure my lines are touching. And then I'm going to add a cloud back here. And I am drawing right over my picture, which is okay, because we'll erase the part that doesn't need to go there. We're without harming my lettering because we are on a different layer. Okay, and I want to add some grass to my heels and maybe a flower or two, so I'll do that now. I'll add a flower. Doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe add a stem down here going off the page. I'm going to add blades of grass. Maybe get a little bit up here. And some right here. Just for fun. Okay, now the last step is I'm going to merge that layer now down with my original letter layer. So we'll go to merge down. Okay, and we no longer need this layer here. This is our skeleton layer, so your option is just to turn it off by clicking on the square, or you can swipe it to the left and delete it, and I'm going to delete mine. So now this is my drawing, so I'm going to title it drawing. So I'm going to tap on the blue line there, tap rename. I'm going to scribble over the original name, and I'm going to put drawing, because when we go to start adding color, we don't ever want to add color to our drawing layer. Now today what we're going to do is we are going to color drop. That means we're going to drop the color into our picture. We're going to do it a little different this time. This time, for every color that you use, it's going to have its own layer. So there'll be a red layer, a yellow layer, a green layer, and so forth. So let's tap on layers, and you should have a layer. Your first layer should be called drawing. We never, ever, ever, from this point forward, want to drop color on our original drawing. We want to add a layer, so hit the plus sign. Now for this one, I'm going to do orange. So I'm going to tap my layer. I'm going to go up to rename, and you can either go down and tap on your keyboard and use your keyboard, or you can scribble through and write the name of the color. Now I'm going to pick orange, and I'm going to color drop orange anywhere I want it on my picture here. So I definitely want it on the feet, but look what happens. I flooded. Well, I know the reason why I flooded, so I'm going to do the 2-finger tap to undo. And go back to my layers, and on the drawing layer I'm going to tap on it and turn on reference. Then I'm going to go back to my orange layer, and now I'm going to drag and drop. Now while I'm doing that, I can tap up here at the top. It said continue filling, so let me show you how that works. I can tap that blue continue filling, and then I can just tap everywhere I want orange. And if I just tap, then that will create the orange for me instead of me having to color drop. I go to my layers now, and I add another layer, and this layer I want to be yellow, so I'm going to tap it, and I'm going to rename it, scribble, and I'm going to title this one yellow. So nothing but yellow will be on this layer. I'm going to color drop, then touch the continue filling blue tab at the top there, and I'm going to come in, and everywhere I want yellow, I'm going to go in and add the yellow. just by tapping. I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm going to add another layer. And this one I want to be dark green. So I'm going to rename it Scribble, and I'm going to do D period green. So now I know that this color will be all dark green. I'm going to drag it there, tap the color fill, and go and tap in. And that is a little too dark for me, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to lighten it up a little bit and re-drag it over. Well, let me undo that. Right now it's stuck on the color fill. So you just tap that blue and then come back in, and then you can drag it. There we go. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to do medium green. So I'm going to rename it after I scribble M green. Now I'm going to choose a medium green. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to drag it. And then, let's see, I need to put it here and here and here. There we go. Oh, and this little bitty bits of grass right there. And then I have one more patch of green, and this one I'm going to title it light green. So L period green. And I'm going to put that back here in the back. And that almost looks just like the other one. Maybe I didn't fix it quite well. Here, let me adjust it and come there. There we go. And I noticed right here, let me show you. Right here, I forgot to do that dark green. So I'm going to come back to my dark green, and you're probably thinking, oh, how do I get that dark green? Well, all you do is push your finger down on the dark green until this little button pops up, or this little circle, and then it chooses the color for you. And then I got to make sure I'm on the dark green. There we go. And if it's too small, you can enlarge it and drag it in. Oh, and I see a spot right there that I forgot. All right, and then I think that I'm going to do for the dark green, I'm also going to do the flower leaf and stem. I'm going to bring that dark green here. And now I'm going to work on the sky. So here's I'm going to add another layer here. I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to name it blue. And I'm going to choose a sky color that I like, and then drag it over. And drag it over. This is looking really nice. So I also want to use that blue on some of my creatures here. So I'm going to drag that color down just to areas that I want that blue to be. And now I'm going to go up and add another layer. So for every color we have a layer. This one is going to be titled white. And you're probably thinking, why do I need to fill in the white? Well, if we go all the way down to the background color down at the bottom of the layers and I turn that off, you can see what happens. We can see through the canvas all the way to our iPad. So whatever you want to be white, you need to actually drag the white into it. So I'm on the white layer here. I'm going to choose white by double tapping in the white area, and I'm going to drag the white and color fill. And I also want to take care of the whites of their eyes. Make sure I get that done. Okay, here, here, and I want that to be a white dot, white teeth. Oh, and I got to do the teeth over here. Now to check it, to make sure I have all the white, I go back down and turn the background off, and I can see where I have missed filling in the white. Let's see. And I'll drag it here. Oh, and I forgot the whites of the eyes here. Okay, and I got all of the teeth. And I didn't get the whites here. I thought I had gotten it, but I did not. So we'll go in and fill those in. I didn't get the teeth here. So sometimes when you're using white, it's good to make sure to turn off the background, just to make sure the areas that you want white, that you get those. Okay. When this happens, you just have to really enlarge it. Okay. And then the teeth here. Okay, that looks great. So now I can go back and turn the background back on. Okay. So now I'm going to go in and I am going to add another layer. And for this one, I'm going to rename it Light Purple. And I'm going to grab a light purple. About there. And I'm going to start filling in. And let's see, I want this guy to be light purple. And maybe the little pieces here. Okay, and I think I want pink, so I'll add another layer, rename it, Scribble. Come on, Scribble, and pink. I'll choose pink. And I'll drag that pink in. Okay. And I think I'm going to do pink eyelids here on this purple here. And maybe give this one some pink eyes. Okay. And then pink here. And let's see, let's go back to the blue and color pick the blue and give this one blue eyes and blue eyebrows. Okay, and then I'll give this one blue eyes, and I think I'm going to do blue here. And look what I noticed. I noticed I have forgot to color that hand, but I'm also going to add blue here and here. So that hand is pink, so I'm going to go back to the pink, color pick the pink by holding my finger down on it and dragging it. All right, so everything looks good. The only thing I have not done is filled in the black where we see this mouth here. So I'll go to my layers, I'll add one more layer, tap it, rename it, Scribble, Name this one black. Then choose black. Double tap in the black area and then drag it there. This completes my color drops. We're going to create shadows. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to click on the layers, go all the way to the bottom where your drawing is, hold your finger on the layer until it wiggles, and then move it all the way up to the top. This is going to bring the drawing and lay the drawing right on top of all of the colors. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn on Alpha Lock. And what Alpha Lock does is it locks the color in place so that no matter what you do to the color, you can't draw outside the line. Let me show you what I mean. I want to go down to my first layer, the orange layer, and I'm going to tap and turn on Alpha Lock. You can do it that way, or you can take two fingers, hold your two fingers together, and press and swipe to the right to turn on Alpha Lock. You'll know that Alpha Lock is on because you will see the checkerboard behind it. Now I'm going to take black, and I'm just going to show you that when no matter where I draw on the orange, that it's not going to go outside the orange. So you see that? It's not going outside the orange. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we are going to turn Alpha Lock on all of our layers, and this will help keep the color inside of your color instead of going outside the line. So I'm going to tap it, turn on Alpha Lock. My other way of doing it is I can take two fingers together and swipe to the right, and it turns on Alpha Lock. So either way you do it, as long as you can see those checkerboards. Now I'm going to go through and just swipe. I'm not going to turn Alpha Lock on my drawing, however. So let's go down to the very first color. My first color is orange. I'm going to color pick the orange by pushing my finger down on the color until this circle comes up. And notice it changed in the top right hand corner. I'm going to change my brush for this project, and we're going to go to airbrushing, soft brush. I'm going to change my color to a little darker shade than what it is right now. So remember, I color picked it, and now I'm going to drag this little orb here down just a little bit till it changes a little bit. And then I'm going to go in and I'm going to start coloring. I'm going to have all of my shadow on the left side and the bottom. So even the sun, I'm going to come in and just go along the side here for the sun, just for fun. I'm going to come down to my W's feet, and I'm going to go along the shape of the feet. Let me redo that. And you can also adjust the size of your brush if you think it's too big. I'm going to come to the beak on the letter E here, the feet on the Y, the bottom of the beak on the A, and along the flower there. Now I'm going to come up to my next color, which is yellow. I'm going to color pick the yellow. I'm going to go up to the color wheel, and I'm going to lower it just a little bit to darken it a little bit. Then I'm going to take my brush, and everywhere there's yellow, add a little bit there. And then my flower down here at the bottom, add a little bit of shadow here. And then on the tail of my A, add a little bit of shadow. Go back to my layers, and now I'm going to go up to my dark green. Going to color pick it, and I'm going to turn the green a little darker. And here I'm going to come down on my blades of grass. Be careful. And if you want to, you can add a little bit of shadow underneath the feet. There we go. And if I really want to, I can come up in the corner here and add a little bit of shadow there. Right there in that corner there. Now I'm going to go up to my next color, which is the medium green. I'm going to color pick, go up to the color wheel and pull the orb down just a little bit. I'm going to go into my blades of grass, being careful because I don't want to go over that black line. And I may want to come underneath here, maybe a little here, maybe a little here, just to kind of add a little bit of contrast. And then maybe in the bottom corner down here, add a little bit there. I'm going to go to my next color, which is my light green. I'm going to color pick it, come up to the color wheel and adjust it to where it's a little bit darker. I'm going to come right here in the corner and add a little bit of shading there. And just a little bit there. Maybe a little shadow right there also. Go to my layers, go up to my sky. Now I don't think I'm going to do much here except for maybe under the clouds. So I'm going to color pick, lower the color there to have a little bit of shadow. Maybe just do a little underneath my cloud here on the right and under my cloud here in the middle and under my cloud here. Go back to my layers, come to my white clouds, color pick the white, go down just a tad, and here I'm just going to add some shading. Maybe you can't really see it that well. Let's go a little darker. And as I'm looking at this, I noticed my little antennas are not colored. I'll have to go back and take care of that. So while I'm at it, let's see, I want them to be pink. So I'll go to the pink, I'll color pick, and let's see if I can get here a little bit bigger. No. Okay. I'm on the pink. Oh, let's turn off Alpha Lock. Here we go. One more. Then I'll go back to pink and make sure to turn the Alpha Lock back on. Okay, so we left off with the white. So now we're going to go to the light purple. We're going to color pick, drag it down to where the color's a little bit darker. And then I'm going to go along the side here of my W, going to go down the feathers, maybe here, and down the side here, and here, and here. Just adding just a little simple shadow. There we go. Maybe a little here on the little purple, but I think that's it. Now I'm going to go to my pink. I'm going to color pick my pink, lower the color to a little darker, and I'm going to go down the side here, which that does not look, oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Make sure I'm on the pink layer. Come down. And then come down the pink here, and a little bit there. The next layer is black, and I'm not going to do anything with that. So I have successfully gone through each layer and added shading on each layer. This completes this lesson for today. So make sure to save it as a Procreate file to your Google Drive.